Yeah, let's do this.
We are doing this.
We're doing it. We actually,
need to get in.
actually doing it.
I would say
We're
I need to
doing
get
it.
into character, but thankfully Locke's pretty much me, so the one character that's
You're so
Nick,
hard
get
on yourself,
into
Nick.
your own character. Yeah.
Life
Yeah, you
imitating
don't have
art.
tentacles.
Imitating life.
You did remind me with the whole
Well, that we know of.
Gladiators is about to start, isn't it? Gladiators is coming soon.
Do you need a recap, by the way, Tom?
I
Since
think.
you weren't here.
Yeah, I probably do. If that's okay.
Hey, Davey.
Hey, Davey. Hey. Who's going to do the honours?
I.
No, after you.
No, please, I insist.
Mine was
We
a
are
bluff. Right, last time we were here, what happened? We went into a tower. We tried to go into a tower. We had, I think, Hazel turned into a spider and went to check what's going on the top floor, and she found some precious gems there. And then she went in and found some guards that looked like they were not fully conscious, but definitely living beings. So we tried to talk to them. They wouldn't really communicate back. And I think for some reason we ended up with Hazel decided, I'm just going to go in and try to speak to them. So I thought, oh shit, I need help. So I flew all the way up to the top of the tower and went there with her. So me and her ended up between enemy lines, and then everyone else burst through the door, which we suddenly managed to open as soon as I spent my 3rd level slot to fly all the way up to the top of the tower. And then we're there, when combat starts, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fuck these guys up, and then realize I can't cast spells in that room. And neither me nor Hazel, and I can't even turn into a spider as a solution. So it was a rough fight, but we survived, and I think we killed all of them and ended up on the top floor, and we're about to examine the gems.
You left. We stopped mid-combat because it was getting late, but there's two left.
Yeah.
So I think you've done the heavy lifting. It's just mopping up now.
Yeah, Tok sort of held them on the stairs to try and bring them through a narrow passage so we can deal with them one at a time. So I think there is 2 more downstairs.
And we know we can't cast spell in this room. We all know that we can't cast spell in this room. It's a knock-on area.
The room that you're currently in now, you can. The one down the stairs,
we led them
you
upstairs,
can't.
so we could do.
Yeah.
Right then, we'll kick it off. I'll get some appropriately tense music. I can't hear anything. I'm hoping some music's playing. Okay. It says it's Majin's turn. So, let me unpause. Okay. Up the stairs we come. Somebody's going to have some kind of fancy attack to hit it with, I'm sure.
Would that someone be me?
Maybe.
Yes, he has entered my...
Excuse me?
I can't remember if I used Polearm Master last week or not.
You got to finish those sentences quicker, mate. That's all I'm saying. Make Kalimvor smooth your passage.
Yes.
Especially if you follow it with, I use my polearm.
Oh, dear.
That's a hit.
slashing.
Ooh, almost. Not looking very good at all. You slice through, splashing more silvery liquid onto the floor. Silvery in place of blood, that's what you notice. Just looking at Hazel's face. All right, it's his turn. Attacks. It'll be to you then, Tok, I guess. Multi-attack with his greatsword. 2 swings. First swing.
He's got advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because I just rolled with advantage, so I assumed that I did it with reckless, but it may just be a mistake.
Okay, so 19 for the first swing.
19 hits.
Okay, and 16 for the second swing.
Misses.
Okay, so the damage for the first. 12 slashing damage. Whoosh. Just sweeping down
Still
across your torso.
raging, so yeah, it.
Okay.
I guess he just kind of flexes and turns
Yeah.
his chest in a certain way and just bounces off.
Makes it a glancing blow.
Glancing blow, yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's your turn.
Seems rather rude.
What do you know?
Are you guys ready for these? Shall I bring them in, or do you just want me to hold them on the stairs? Okay.
There's nothing here. We're ready.
I shall back up the stairs, but stay within 10-foot range.
Yeah.
My reach.
So,
yeah, I'll give him a couple of slaps.
Threadreader, I would just, as an aside there, it looks like you're in melee range, but you're at the top of the stairs and the creature's sort of coming up the spiral, so you're not really in melee range. 26 is definitely a hit.
So there will be a flash of radiant light from the end of the halberd and really poor damage. 13 for the first hit.
How do you want to do it?
Oh. Shan't hit the second one then. I'll just strike forward and push it down the stairs. Send it rolling back down.
Okay, and as it kind of hits the first set of steps, you see it bounce, and as it comes down, you expect then an impact from the second impact on the stairs. It kind of midair sort of turns to ash, and sort of a few still glowing embers just sort of whisper away into the cold, frigid air. Eris is up.
Move to there.
I can't see anything, can I? There's nothing on the stairs.
No.
I can't hold a bonus action, can I?
I don't think so.
I just wanted the grasping vine to drag it. Anything that appears on the stairs that's ready to drag that, but no. So it would be a bonus action to be able to do that. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Blah, blah, blah. I am going to take a potion of healing.
Nice. And any movement you'd like as well is always an option.
Yeah.
Which will bring us on to Threadreader.
Okay, so I can't see the other one that's further down the stairs.
Yes.
Okay. These stairs, they're like they go spiral a little way, so it's like several layers.
All the way, spirals all the way down. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 2 revolutions, possibly.
So I will take a step. I can see sort of so that if you were stood on it, you'd be about waist height from us, and I'll cast Molder to like thin the center of the step so that if someone was to stand on it, it's like wafer thin. If I could do that and like set a trap for the person running up the stairs.
Okay, so what will happen when they get to the top steps? Just so
Well, I was going to just thin out one of the steps so that when they put their foot on it, basically it's just a veneer of stone, and they'll go straight through and effectively their foot will go through and it will trip them up as they get to the top.
Okay. Okay, let's see what happens then. Anything else?
Place that. And then I will. Hang on a second. I've got enough bubble. They put a template down. I didn't want it to. I'll back away and I'll skim round Herd, and I'll take out my health potion and hand it to Eris. So hold it out to Eris.
Okay. That's cool.
Here you go. I've got one. I shan't need it. You look like you need it more than I do.
I've got another one, but okay. I'll take it.
Okay. Question we didn't answer yet. Who's going to take control of Herd, if anyone? Anyone fancy it?
He's a paladin, isn't he?
Oh yeah, that's Theodosia's territory.
Yeah, you'd know it better than
Yeah,
me.
but what type of paladin?
Potato,
give me
potato.
potato, potato. No, it's not. Can you
I'm
give
just
me
going to
access and
transfer you
I'll
to.
figure out.
There we go.
Thank you. So he is going to.
His
That
Warhammer is.
might have given it to the wrong person. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at once because I
It said,
am
it said that Eric
stupid.
accepted it, so I think it should be all right.
Okay. What has he got? I'm gonna hold an attack with his warhammer for
Cool.
anything that comes in range.
Cool. Are you repositioning or staying there?
Okay. Where exactly, if they come fully out of the stairs, where would they be? Can you just ping for me, please?
Looks like the top's going to be there. Oops.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll stay
And I'm
there.
going to
They might.
assume that Threadreader's trap is at those last few steps.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cass is up.
I could heal, or I could just hold an attack. Yeah, I can heal later. I'll hold a cantrip. Which one shall I hold? I'll hold the dead for if I see it.
Okie dokie. Lock. It's sort of a round of preparations until this thing gets up the stairs, it seems.
Yeah. If I walk right up to there, can I see it down the stairs? Or I could still hear it?
No, not yet. It's right at the bottom. It's going to be making its way up, and it'll probably take close to its full movement to get up to right to the top.
I see. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I can prepare something for it there, but okay, in that case I'll move another 15 feet there, just to the edge of the room, and then prepare a firebolt for the first thing that pops up that I don't know.
Okay.
That's not a friend. Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Next up's Felin, who I totally forgot about last session.
He comes running up the stairs.
She's
falls
quite
down
safe
the
there,
log
though,
trap.
isn't she? Because as long as you don't go past them, they didn't seem to react. So she's probably actually quite safe there.
Yeah, she misses anyway.
Why did we bring her again?
I wouldn't mind too much if she fell down my trap.
So, creature's turn. Gets to the top of the stairs. Now, sets foot on your wafer thin steps. How many steps could it have affected, do you reckon?
I suppose it could have affected 2, but I wanted 1 because I didn't want it to affect our chance of getting down that much. So
okay, in which case, I'm going to have him make a dex save. Which, yeah, by anyone's standard is a crap roll. So I'm going to put him prone at the top of the stairs as a result of that. Which means he isn't going to be making an attack this round. Yeah, because he's already used all of his movement to get to the top stairs, so he hasn't got any movement left to stand back up. And he's not in range of anything. Has he got any ranged? Yeah, as he gets to the floor and realizes his position, you see some cognition there behind the eyes. Can't reach anything, so he reaches down, pulls out a light crossbow, and shoots at who's straight in front of him. Herd, I'll say, but that's going to miss anyway. So that's going to be the end of it. Yeah. And Sock's back.
Wow, that was fast. Oh, mad. Goes really fast when there's only one thing. Using the wrong computer. So many computers. I'm just going to attack normally, not recklessly. Probably going to miss now. 18.
Will hit.
Nice. That is 19 points of slashing.
Okay. Okay, badly injured. He's taking some pain as well. Oh, did you get your benefits for it being prone?
Oh, no, I did not. How do you want? Shall I just roll one more then for this
We'll
one?
just roll one more, yeah. If it's better or a critical, then. Okay, we'll keep it as is then, yeah?
Critical, yeah.
Okay.
So second one is 13 slashing.
Damage?
Yeah. It was a 20 to hit on the second one.
Yes, okay, that hits, yeah.
Yeah, so 13 damage. So 19 first one, 13 second one. And bonus action blunt end.
Okay.
Got to use the raging blunt end. Sounds wrong.
That's a hit. Nice collection of bonuses there.
Sorry, I feel like I'm hogging this monster. 8.
That's your job.
Yeah, hogging the monsters. So yeah, that's 8 for the blunt end.
Oh, so close. Good turn.
Still allow someone to finish it.
Could that be Eris?
Could be. Where is she?
Probably not. How have we got? I don't have many spells, but I have got enough to step over to get a better line of sight, and then attempt to guiding bolt, and probably fail. Because I don't think any of these have hit so far, and this is going to be like the fifth one of
You're
this
not
fight.
going to fail. You're going to do it.
That's
this
a
time.
hit.
Yay!
The dice gods have changed their minds.
13 radiant.
radiance. How do you want to do it?
Ah, great. I want it to go through one eye socket and just be ricocheting around like the inside of it. So you just notice light flash through its nostril and then through its mouth and
And it does so. And shortly afterwards, you think it may be about to get back up, but then it just crumbles into ash and just dissipates into the wind.
Yeah.
And we are out of combat.
Those are weird.
I'm just going to see if I can get some artwork up for Tom, because he missed it last time, wasn't he? So that's what they look like.
But they had no minds. Locke tried to sense thoughts and there wasn't any.
We tried to reason with them, but they didn't answer. When we tried to move past them, they attacked.
It's just appeared to be kind of like blue skinned, or is it like a stony type skin? In the picture, it's hard to.
It did seem fleshy, I guess, and while you've been fighting them, it seemed that way. Yeah, I mean, the obvious thing is the color of the skin, of course, but as you were able to cut into them, the blood was like a silvery mercurial type liquid, which once the body itself had died, blood as well just dissipated into ash, so leaving no trace behind.
Well, if the place is guarded after all these thousands of years, then I guess there's something important in here.
Fascinating what could have manifested and controlled these things after all this time.
What's this anvil with a symbol on it?
Feed me your items of power. I beg you.
Do we all hear that?
You don't hear it with your ears. You hear it in your minds.
Hang on. There's something else here. Did you all feel that? Hear that? I'm not sure what's the
No
right word.
offense, weird voice in my head, but I'm kind of like my items. Thanks, though.
And I've had more than enough voice in my head for a lifetime, so, and I know from me as well.
Is there anything else in this cabinet other than the gems?
Nothing else.
And I've already taken the gems, haven't I? Could I have those in my
Yes.
inventory, please?
Oh, yes.
Thank you, because I will forget.
Are we taking a short rest? Some of us are injured, or do I need to provide some healing?
I mean, is it what this rune? Is there other runes like it around the rune? Or just on the stone sometimes?
Let's take a look. A youth thread reader would recognize it almost instantly. Being an arcane symbol, it's the symbol of abjuration.
There's something here, and if you want to rest, I would appreciate a chance to have a look around. And there's something about this room.
Yeah, please. We didn't fight all of those for nothing.
And that is, forgive me, I'll need to concentrate a moment, and I'll start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Eris, did I tell you how much those sapphires were worth last time? Can't remember. If not, I can look it up, but I just thought you might remember.
I do not remember. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
I seem to remember 150 gold, but that could just be a random number that I've made up.
I'll be able to
Probably
find
is.
it. 500 each.
Each? Oh, it's lucky that you didn't go with what I said. I haven't really got any hit dice left.
Oh, isn't this the first combat we've done since?
Yeah, I used like quite a lot already.
Then I can.
We didn't have a long rest, did we?
No, I don't think we had a long rest. We did
No.
some combat last time, like
Okay.
before we got into this city.
That's
And we
all of
hadn't
my hit dice
long
gone now. So I'm mostly okay.
I will wander over.
I'm sure if Jim was here, he would hit that anvil with his hammer because it's the kind of things Jim would do.
But Jim is not, and I will not do such a thing.
Yeah, Jim is not here, so therefore he will not do that.
So resting upon, it's not on the map, you don't see it, but resting on the anvil is also a hammer with similar runes engraved on it, matching runes. And you continue to hear the voice, all of you, as you take your short rest over the next hour. Let's push the time on.
Can we read the runes at all? Are they just purely magical or arcana based in nature? Or can Herd read them in common, elvish, giant, or celestial? And can Eris read them in druidic, common, goblin, giant, or orc?
They would be draconic, if anyone can read draconic.
Yeah.
And they are more symbolic rather than words in writing. They're runic in nature, so the symbol itself is its meaning. But yeah, there's the Abjuration. There's runes for destruction, and uncreation.
I'm no expert in magic, but uncreation sounds like it's probably a bad thing.
I'm still sort of ritually casting to detect magic.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up the hammer. Tok will pick up the hammer and like just feel it for weight. And I've thought about getting something blunt for a while.
I'm just imagining Tok sort of taping it onto the back end of his halberd.
Yeah, the blunt end's now more blunt than ever.
I've bluntened it. You don't sharpen it, you make it more blunt. The voice continues. I'm so hungry for magic items. If please,
Does
anything
anyone
magical.
have anything that they don't use?
I haven't got any magic items that I don't use.
I'm willing to feed anything until I know what it is. What are you?
I'm an anvil.
Anvils aren't supposed to eat things. Again, I'm no expert, but maybe you should just be quiet.
Do we get something in return?
I have information. I know about this place.
Oh. What magic items has Herd got? No, just kidding.
I'm already looking, but no, they seem to be useful to him.
I've just realised I have something I'm not using, but I'm going to give it to someone else rather than sacrifice it.
Information could be useful to all of us, though.
That's really vague.
Does anyone have detect magic, and they could maybe go around the building and see if there's anything that could be?
Threadreader was just firing it up ritually, so by this time
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
have it up. What's left?
Matt, have you taken that healing?
No, how much was it?
12.
Thank you. Well, could it be that this anvil might know where we can get something to kill the Frost Maiden with?
Let's see what Threadreader learns.
No other hints of magic from anywhere, other than the anvil and the hammer, which seem to be almost linked as one item.
It is just this anvil. I wonder exactly what it does. She'll take out pearl from my component.
Well, anvils, Threadreader, I can tell you what anvils do. You're an academic and you probably don't know about real work.
This seems special. Something facetious.
Don't even know what that means, but
Anvils
thank you.
normally want to consume magic items.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a good thing, does it?
Exactly. And now let me concentrate a moment, and I shall say I'll ritually cast identify on the anvil.
This is just my purpose. This is what I was created for. Magical city with beings that create daily items of immense power. Not all are successful. They come to me and they need to be destroyed.
Oh,
But it's been so long since I've tasted anything.
Waste disposal systems for unwanted magic items.
Or maybe magic items that are dangerous.
I mean, all my magic items are dangerous when I'm using them, but I'm guessing that's not what you mean.
What happens to the magic when you consume it?
Returns to Mystra to be recycled.
How eco-friendly.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. It's like using every bit of the elk, right?
I have a minor item I could part with, but do we really think this anvil has knowledge of a... Well, can we ask it? Does it have knowledge of an item within the city that
Can kill
has
a
immense
demigod.
power? Yeah.
It might or it might not. It might just be bullshit.
Yeah, it might be a test to see how gullible we are.
Well, can I ask?
What?
Can I touch the anvil and ask it if I give you, if I feed you, will you truthfully tell us all you know about the magical items which are in the city?
Alas, I know more about items that no longer exist, as that is my job. But I do know some of what happens in the city, or what used to happen. I imagine a lot of time's passed since then. I haven't seen anyone in such a long time.
It sounds like it has information, but mostly historical. Is that worth losing a wand of detect magic for?
Perhaps we offer a trade instead.
I'm not sure what
You
use.
show us where we might find some magical items of great power that may assist us in our goals. Perhaps when we complete our task in this city, we could offer to feed an item to you if we find it. Would that suffice?
The most powerful item that I know of, besides here in the city, you won't be able to get to it unless you know how. The Mythalar, the artifact used to keep all the Netherese cities aloft, resides in the center of the city, but you won't be able to reach it without the information I have.
Just take it. I'm going to hand out my wand of detect magic to Thread Reader.
I can almost taste it.
Tell us
You
how to
still
get
got
to
that
this
lantern?
Mythalar.
You still got that lantern that we've never used.
Not in my inventory.
Oh.
Tell us how to get to this Mythalar, and we shall feed you this item.
You can get to the Mythalar by visiting each of the towers in the city and recovering fragments of further information. But I will tell you no more until I'm fed.
Leap of
I
faith.
do when Thread Reader's not around.
Look for glows and weird static and stuff. I think that's pretty much what he does. With a bit
Leap
more
of
flair.
faith, people. Shall we feed this wand?
How do we feed it?
Eat it?
I shall place the one you promise now to tell us.
Insight.
Sure.
Forgot, that was the whole point of me asking.
22. I mean, compared to other interactions you've had with magical sentient anvils, seems to be telling the truth.
Compared to my previous experience, this is the most honest anvil I've met.
Well, I mean, yeah, he didn't like flinch or blink or anything when he said it.
A wand. Oh, that would be great. I've tasted many wands.
I'm not sure I'd shout about that.
You can't play this game with you guys. Come on.
Fred Reader's about to place the wand on the anvil, and he says that, and he's, oh, really? He touches wand?
Oh, many ones made from the nether oak.
Really? What? Elaborate.
I think I've given more than my fair share in this bargain.
I'm sorry, I'm easily distracted. Okay. I shall place the wand that I was given onto the anvil carefully. Just dropping it. The last second, not touching the anvil myself.
Okay.
How does that taste?
I imagine it would be quite nice, but somebody please swing the hammer.
Oh, would you like to, Fred Reader?
I think as hammer swinging involved, it ought to be you, Tog. You're much better at it than I.
Well, Herd's more of the hammer guy, but it'd be nice to have a
Herd
go.
steps up straight away as soon as he hears his name mentioned, takes this hammer and swings.
Like,
There's a big flash.
We're
You
all-
feel as though there are bits of debris hitting you, but there's nothing around the room. And when the light fades and your eyes readjust, the wand is, there's nothing left of the wand. Nothing at all. It's gone completely. The runes glow a little brighter in the anvil and the hammer. You hear a rather uncomfortable, satiated sigh from the from the anvil. That feels so much better. What do you wish to know?
Well, how to get to this mythalore and what it might do for us. More about it, really, I suppose.
The mythalizer.
Sorry, it did say that it floated a city, so maybe we could like drop a mountain on the Frost Maiden.
It's
One of its abilities.
What else can it do?
I know that people that visited me to destroy items would often visit the Mythalar to recharge those magical items when they were in use.
Oh, that is interesting. So it's sort of some sort of source or conductor of magical energy.
Able to lift and float entire cities. And it can control the weather around those cities for miles and miles to aid in its passing. To smooth its passing, if you will.
I wonder if we could.
Weather changing might be good.
I'm just thinking about the summer star and whether or not we can use this
We can
item.
fix it, recharge it.
Well, not recharge it. I was thinking bigger talk. I was thinking perhaps using it to get rid of this winter in the region around us. Perhaps we could do something with both items.
Yeah. Could it work on the items we've already got? Like other things?
I'm led to believe it will work on any magical item. Such is the power of the Netherese and their ability with the arcane.
I think we need to find this item.
It sits below the central citadel of the city. but it's protected by a magical force field. Since this is the main artifact that keeps the city aloft, it's always very protected. You would need to recite the rite of the arcane octad in order to disable the force field. Alas, for your gift to me, I can give you 1 of 8 lines in this octad. And it is as follows.
A book will appear in my hand and a quill will appear in my other hand, as if from space. I'm ready myself to write it down.
First, shield thy heart with a wand from the nether oak.
I really hope we didn't just smash a wand from the nether oak on the
No.
anvil.
It wasn't.
I don't
And
know
that's
what
just a
nether oak-
line,
1 of 8
right?
Yeah.
blooming anvils.
Not necessarily an instruction.
Do you know which of the 8 lines this is?
I do not.
This appears to be the first, but one must not assume.
You said we'd need the fragments.
Looks like we need to visit the other towers.
Are the fragments these gems that we've found here?
Which fragments?
Prince of the Octad.
Or did you?
They're-
Oh, you meant
they're-
fragments of the poem.
There are more lines in the poem
Right,
in the
right.
ritual. The nether oak. Such delicate flavours.
Where might we find the nether oak? Which tower?
This wasn't in any of the towers. This was in the Arboretum in the city itself. The finest gardens in any city, floating or otherwise.
Didn't we already go through a garden?
This tree in the centre of this garden, or is it prominent?
I've never been there. I've just heard tales of it. Anvils don't get out much.
I can understand.
We'd take you with us if you like.
I think I might tire you out. But it would be nice if there are more magical items to eat.
What say you all we look for this nether oak and find this wand and then visit the other towers?
Oh, game. I'm a bit worried about having to find 8 of these things.
I think that means we need to get a move on.
It's fascinating. This magic it's wonderful.
Have you lost any of your friends on the way in? Have they disappeared, for example? Then I'd be more than happy to release them from the sapphires.
What?
This feels like
There were
something.
things in the sapphires?
Well, if you lost any companions on the way in, of course, that's probably where they would be.
Lost them how?
Protection.
Would you be able to tell us what was in the sapphires without letting them out?
I don't know what is captured within. If anything, there may be nothing. If nothing has come this way.
I feel like
Or
Hold
there
it
could
up
be
really
things from
close to your eye.
hundreds of years
Can you see
ago.
anything?
things that should have been trapped.
Yeah, maybe they're meant to be trapped.
But this
Yeah,
information that's good to know if any of us come across.
Can I check the sapphires, see if there's shadows or things within it?
Yeah, as
Did
you
Did
as
it
you
pop
actually,
up on the detect magic?
I know.
Okay.
It would seem the magicals, the sapphires themselves aren't really magical, but they are a component in perhaps, or a repository for this tower may have been trapped or safeguarded or warded in some way. It seems you've avoided those on your way in. Others may not have been so lucky, and as you hold one of the sapphires up and turn it so the facets are sort of one of the cut faces a square onto your eye, you can see inside a kind of a 1 inch tall figure, drow, sitting cross-legged, sees you looking in, stands up, and kind of just puts his hands. You see his mouth moving, but
Fredrita, and I'll show it to Fredrita. There's a little man in there.
Well, isn't that terrifying?
Well, I mean, if he's that small, he's probably not going to be much use in this fight. So,
Is it that?
But if he's a drow, this shows that they have been coming in here.
it's a drow. Is it the ones we killed?
similarly dressed.
But this one's alive.
Well, that's what I mean. Is it? You said about retrieving ones you'd lost. Is it the ones we killed that are in there?
I think it's more. There are.
The anvil wasn't
Whatever.
sure if you'd lost any of your travelling companions on the way in the tower, and if you had, he was prepared to release them for, was showing
It seems
you a
more
way to release them for.
imprisonment
Yeah,
rather than resurrection. So
yeah.
Oh, if you lost them to the
He's never
guard.
met you before, so he doesn't know how big your party is. You could have been an extra man, and you've someone in your party to speak. The anvil doesn't know.
We've not lost anyone yet. This is good information to know that it's a possibility and that we have a cure should it occur. Is this a protection around the Mythalar?
And no, as far as I know, this is just for this tower, the Tower of Abjuration, of course, protection, warding. High Abjuration.
Each of the towers has a school of magic that it epitomizes.
Yes, each of the tower is dedicated to one school or aspect.
You should have expected as much, I suppose.
Is
What's
that the
Abjuration?
only?
Sorry, Cass.
Answer your question first.
Well, what's abjuration magic? I don't know. Sorry to put you on the spot.
It's like shielding,
Yes,
like protection magic.
Tom's googling it, guys.
I can see. Yeah, I saw the screen come on.
shielding, protection, warding. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, it's a protection magic.
and how many types of magic are there? 8 by any chance?
8.
So
Is
we're
there
going to
a
have to feed
way?
magic items in every tower to get this fancy poem.
It's interesting.
Mr. Anvil, do you know? Is it always feeding magic items, or is there some other thing we have to do to get a line?
I wouldn't know, and I think that's quite deliberate that each tower has its own unique methods and ideologies and secrets.
Makes sense.
I think that's intentional.
Do you know if there's a way that we recognize which school of magic each tower is? Is it a different color potentially?
Usually they are marked with the typical runes of each school. So one versed or trained in the magical arts would typically recognize them.
Which is a problem. I'll quickly draw them out on the page of the book I'm holding and show everyone, so everyone could recognise them.
Are the other gems empty?
Yes.
We have a moral conundrum.
Oh, muted.
We might be able to trade him if we meet allies of his, maybe. That feels weird to say, but
He might be the nice one.
and so if we keep him safe and then we come up against others, we can be like we have. You can free your ally if you don't fight with us, and he can tell them that we looked after him. And I'll wave into the sapphire to try and show him that I'm friendly, which is probably terrifying because there's this big goblin face very close to this thing.
I'm not quite sure what the drow equivalent of a middle finger would be, but that's what you get in return.
Our experience of these creatures, I point at the sapphire that Eris is holding, is not a friendly one, and I feel that while I appreciate the moral conundrum, Cass, it's I think perhaps that self-preservation comes in here.
I appreciate that. I
Do
don't
you
think
think
it
they
should be.
die in there, or do you think that they live for a very long time just existing?
That would be torturous.
He make an Arcana check, Thread Reader.
Good question, Eris.
Okay, good roll. You surmise. You're not able to do it yourself yet. It's further down on your journey in the arcane arts, but it seems to add up to what you've read about imprisonment spells. There are a number of outcomes. This is one of them. But you don't know how time travels within the gem, if at all, or accelerated or normal, or
I suppose it could be feasible that the mind that created this imprisonment could. I imagine it's some sort of pocket dimension, in which case it could occur time at the same speed here or differently. The way it seems to be interacting with us, it seems to follow the same sort of time that we do, but in truth I don't know, Eris. I can't tell. This is beyond me.
Would be
I don't
cruel.
want to leave him in there just in case. But if we let him out and it breaks the sapphire and then he attacks us and then one of us dies or some of us die or he dies, it all seems to be in vain. And I Cass.
No, I agree with you, Eris. It would be cruel to leave him in there, but our current mission is bigger than a fight over the treasures in this place. I think we should release them after we've completed what we are doing.
Let's keep it safe. As you say, this is perhaps later we can release them. At least we can keep them safe. That's the least we can do for the time being. I don't think any harm will come to them in the short term in these sapphires.
I'll knock on the glass and go say, I'm sorry, my little friend, but soon.
At least it appears to be a fairly benign form of imprisonment. He doesn't seem in distress aside from wishing to be free.
How dull must it be?
Numbingly, I imagine, but
Not as dull as it probably is being an anvil for all eternity.
this is true. At least there's hope of release in these things, and they can move them around a little.
I'm sorry, Mr. Anvil. He didn't mean it like
I'm
that.
right here, you know.
We're just feeling this empathy for you.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
don't have like a face or legs or like
In all
nose
honesty,
or ears.
I've never known any different. This is my life, and this is what I was created to do.
Is it
And
not
so long as I
boring?
can, not if I'm still eating, can
When
shoot
was the
me.
last time you ate?
About a minute ago,
Before that?
maybe 1,000 years.
I mean, I admire your resilience. 1,000 years without a meal, that's it's impressive, but
I can tell you I haven't lost any weight.
It hasn't affected your humour, at least.
Humour?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thought you were making a joke. I have to be honest with you, but I feel that the propensity for making items of the level that you may have been used to in the past is not what it was. We don't tend to dispose of items, magical items, in such regularity. I guess. I can't promise that you'll, in this age, that you'll be regularly fed, even if we were to try to help, which I'm inclined to. I do feel pity for you. You're hungry all these years.
Alas, I will never die from lack of nourishment, but it eases the feeling of hunger. That's all.
I can promise that if we find anything in our travels around the city that we don't need, perhaps I could persuade my companions to allow you some of them.
I would really like that, if you could.
Like a gooseberry in this conversation. Are we going to find this Nether Oak or to the next tower? We should probably get on with finding these magic items for Mr. Anvil.
Well, yes, of course. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Very
Peace.
Eris, when this is all over, do you think you're going to visit Amberjook, and you think you'll come and visit the anvil?
If he wants me to. Sorry, Mr. Anvil, have you been lonely?
Hungry more than anything, I would say.
Okay, thank you. I think he'll be okay, Top.
Okay.
I wonder if we could. Just thinking, if this Mythalar that he spoke of truly is some source of kind of a large amount of magical energy, I wonder if we could create a way of sort of feeding that anvil in perpetuity.
Well, I'd just like to be clear with everyone here. If I ever get turned into an immortal anvil, can you please put me out of my misery? I don't want to spend 1,000 years between meals. That sounds like hell.
Sure, Top.
Think of all the magical things it's seen, though, in its life. It lived when the city was flying. I mean, to have lived through that, it's more than I could have dreamed of in my life.
I don't think it saw much of that though.
Knew of it.
No.
It met the minds behind it.
It only
Hey,
sounds
if
like
you
it.
get turned into an anvil, we'll let you be.
Yeah, we'll leave you to be an anvil forever. But it sounds like it only ate the failures anyway. I mean,
Frederick, if you get turned into an anvil, I'll bring you all the magic items I can find.
Bless you.
is that
Thank
like
you.
not like only getting served the burnt food? Or am I thinking too hard about it?
Well, if Frederick gets turned into an anvil, I'll bring him good magic items and strange magic items and all of the different magic items so that he can get to know all the different things.
I mean,
Worst
I'm hoping
fates.
it doesn't happen, but
I'd rather that than be stuck in one of those sapphires. Unless, I don't know. I wonder if it is a true pocket dimension. I wonder how big it is for them inside. I wonder if you can have a library. If I could have a library
I
with
think-
sapphires, I'd probably
I think
want
he's
to
just
leave.
really, really little. If I get turned into something, can I just be a tree? I'd like to be a tree.
you're the druid. If anyone can make you a tree, I would have thought it's you.
Actually, I do think I could probably be a tree.
I mean, hold that thought. Maybe not today. Bit dark in here. Trees don't like it the dark. So when we get
Or maybe
out,
I could be a tree that does like the dark, and so then people could have more trees in the dark.
I feel like if we can return this place to its normal weather and have some sunshine for some of the year, it might be better to be a tree.
yeah, I'd be a pine tree around here though if I was you. Like, oaks are
I
nice thing, but unless we can get the summer back on track, they're not going to survive here.
like oak trees. I think an oak tree would be nice.
Well, we should ask the nether oak.
Oh, maybe that would be a bit too. I wouldn't want to offend it.
I wonder if it talks too. This is a wondrous place. Let's go. Let's find this arboretum.
Is that just a fancy word for a copse of trees?
Well, I suppose it's more of a tree inside a built. Yes, we'll go with that talk.
Okay. Right, which tower's next? What's the nearest one? Look at that. Look
Make
at
our
that
way.
gold yellowy one over there, look.
I would assume that's the center of the city.
Is that not where the blah, blah is?
Yeah.
Mithla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we have to go to all the other towers first.
Exactly. So we should head around it and cut a
I mean,
circle.
have you considered just how many stairs that's going to be? 7 more towers.
It's a lot of stairs, although
It is leg day, so let's
last
go.
time, so I'm not sure he'll mind so much.
What if we just split and each of us goes to one tower?
No.
If
Yeah, that couldn't possibly go wrong.
Oh, music to my ears. Do that.
Yeah, Steve, because you're prepped to run all of the different towers
At once.
simultaneously.
Okay, Steve.
At the same
now.
time.
Let's do it now, Steve.
Sure, go for it.
Is that the trees over there then? Over there.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, are we going to the trees or are we going to methodically make our way round?
I vote for methodically make our way around.
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
I think anti-clockwise could be fun.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll get to the Arboretum last.
Yeah.
So if you head through that sort of subsection, that's not a tower in any, certainly in terms of its appearance from the outside. It's a tower, sure, but it's not one of those. It doesn't have any of the runes or symbols of the schools of magic. It has a almost like a float. It looks like a lighthouse, but the light at the top is sort of detached from the tower itself, and it slowly rotates. But it doesn't have any light emitting from it. It's almost like one of those revolving panoramic restaurants that you sometimes get.
I mean, when in another ease, I think we should investigate everything that looks of interest.
I couldn't spit out better myself.
Is there a door?
I hope so.
I think it's broken. I doubt they're serving food.
Let's see now. Yeah, there's a door. Doesn't seem to be guarded in any way. In fact, it's slightly ajar.
I thought you said it was a door.
Inspiration point for Tom. More spiraling staircases that would lead you up if you wanted to investigate it further.
Or traps? Why am I doing it? I don't know.
Because you thought of it. You can check for traps. So, perception, investigation.
Oh,
However you-
perception's much better, thank you.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't checked the door yet, so I could check this one if you like.
I perceive everything.
As you look around, it doesn't seem to be anything dangerous about it in any way.
We go.
Okay, it's very uneventful. There's no sort of stop-offs along the way. The stairs literally go right the way to the top.
Love that.
At the top, it's almost like wooden decked sort of flooring. And you can see, how high up is it? About 30 feet above this sort of top level of the tower you're at. It's just this sort of glass sort of chamber room rotating so slowly.
Doesn't seem to be anything of interest.
Why they had it
It's just an
broken
empty
here?
room.
Oh, you can't see in it from below, unfortunately.
Seems,
Oh, so it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that looked like it might be some sort of trigger or portal or whatever to the room above?
No, there doesn't seem to be, but there does seem to be almost like what you'd expect to find at either the side of a river or a lake, like jetties, and sort of like docking area. And you presume perhaps it would be for sky ships back in the day.
Oh, this is. Oh, this is amazing, Cass. Oh, I'm glad we came up here. I think this is some sort of port building, like a ship's docking here. Sky ships.
Yes, I guess that makes sense if it's a floating city. I don't see anything worth
There are
staying
any
for.
sky ships here? That would be really useful if we could get ourselves a sky ship.
There's no like small sky rowboats docked somewhere, are there, Steve?
There aren't, unfortunately.
A sky skidoo.
You did actually pass some wrecked sky coaches on the way in through the caves right at the very beginning, if you remember. Cast your mind back. Which may have serviced these.
Wouldn't it be wonderful? I mean, look, it's still working. And I mean, if only we had the time to just stay and study these.
Well, maybe when we've saved the Dales, we can come back. I mean, you say working. I think working's a bit strong.
Well, I mean, it's rotating. Look, it's in front of your eyes. I mean, I don't know if that's the full purpose. It was just supposed to spin there in perpetuity, but it's amazing nonetheless.
I mean, yeah, it's spinning. I'm not sure. I'm seeing what you're so excited about.
It's been floating there, spinning gradually for thousands of years, Tonk. How are you not excited about this?
The glass thing. What?
Oh,
Too much for time pressure. Do you want to do detect magic whilst we're here?
I think this is not important to why we're here, is it? And as much as it pains me, I'd love to, but I can come back to it. You're right. In better times. I mean, we've found a repository of magic here that will keep scholars fascinated for potentially hundreds of years. So there's no rush. He almost
Okay.
cries.
Pain in your face as you, yeah.
Frederick kind of slumps his shoulders as he follows you back down the stairs, looking longingly back up to the rotating crystal or
Don't
glass
be
room.
too upset, Fred Reader. On the way down, it's a whole different set of leg muscles. Keep a good pace, you'll feel the benefit.
Feel the burn.
We'll come back. You can look at your floating glass thing for hundreds of years if you want. My life's too short for that, but if it gives you joy, you should do it. And I'll start hiking off down the stairs at a pace.
This reminds me of something I was going to do very quickly, if I may. When I was looking through my magic items, I have quite a few. And one that I haven't really used. I want to, if I can, unattune from my Shield Guardian amulet and put on my Amulet of Health.
Okay, sure.
And
So you did that during the last short rest. Yeah.
And could I please, at some point, just flip into Tox and I found this in my bag and I realised I'm not using it. So you have a tendency to touch things and get happen to you as you tend to go in first. So I think you should have it.
It's not happened to me for ages, though, has it? When was the last time that happened?
Literally about an hour ago.
Got this.
I'd remember that if it had happened, surely.
And Tok now has my Periapt of Health.
Okay.
Your choice on whether you want to use it or not, Sock, of course.
I'm not very jewelry orientated, if I'm honest, Cass. I mean, it's beautiful.
It's magical. It will protect you from maladies, disease.
Have you ever known me get sick?
No.
Someone skinny like Thread Reader might be better with it. He's always.
I was more thinking the kind of diseases that you don't that aren't viral, like the vampire knoll. If they had bitten you, they'd pass on their vampiricness.
Is that
So
how it
this should
works?
I think so. Let's
I'm
not find out.
pretty sure it bit like a few of you.
Well, we all seem okay for now.
Or are they?
Bird's just like that in the corner, scratching his ear.
Okay, I'll wear it if you really think other people shouldn't wear it. Is it a tunable or is it just a wear it thing?
It's just a wear it thing, I believe.
I
I'm
shall
gonna check.
put it on and tuck it in my thing. I'm looking for it in my.
What was it? Periaptive health.
Oh, I seem to have 2 of them now.
Oh, maybe I gave it to you ages ago. I'd like to give this back.
I pickpocketed you earlier.
Thanks,
There you
Cass.
go.
I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm
I mean,
being awkward. I just
I mean, if
don't
you
have
had
anything
to,
to
that
give
would
you. I don't have a gift in return. I did have something, but I left it with.
It's not a. If anything, it's a selfish gift because it will make me worry about you less.
In that case, I will wear it.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I will get you a gift later. I promise.
Hey, you don't have to.
And as the rest of you kind of hear Tark and Cass, as they usually do, kind of good-heartedly bickering backwards and forwards behind the back of the group. Where would you like to head to?
Shiny thing, Threadreader.
I mean, in fairness, when you were at the top of that tower, you got a great view of the rest of the city. So,
What about that big phallic tower there? With the
I mean, they're all
tubes?
vaguely phallic.
This is
That one's especially phallic, and it's got tubes as well.
I was thinking it looks a little more like a heart. If you've
Yeah,
ever
it does remind you of some long lost, I guess, woodwind instruments or whatever. But at the top of the tower, you would see, if you wanted to focus on the magical towers, it would be these coloured ones closest to the tower. Oh, my ping's not working. Oh yeah, there. Purple one.
Having
Red
this triggering
one,
flashback. I don't know if Hazel will recall this when we all first met and we all went to a con and Hazel and I methodically went up and down each row and the boys just existed.
But the thing is, you want to go up and down in that methodical way, but you get halfway up one side and you just happen to glance over your shoulder and go,
No,
that's
no.
more interesting, I'm going
No.
there.
You'll get
No.
to it.
No, that doesn't happen.
No.
You follow the fucking
My camera's
pattern.
gone.
You end up where you want to end up. Except
no,
when
we're-
we have to go running after you lot because you've all gone missing.
We're in like hunter-gatherer mode. We're just
Yeah.
like
And
wide,
then when we,
wide
and then
angle
when we all meet
focus.
up at the end, then you tell us
Yeah.
about all the things that we completely missed.
Yeah,
It's trying to make it sound like there's some sort of method to the madness, but it's all
Yeah.
just short attention span.
yeah, that too.
Speaking of short attention span, where do you want to fucking go?
Let's just go to the closest one. I want to go. What's that big orange
Well,
bot? That's
do
the
we
thing we're going
do
to
we
last
want to go
bit.
to just to the towers or do we want to go to every shiny thing?
We can come back and we have. I want to go
Towers.
everywhere at once. Please bear that in mind. But we have something to do.
There's 8
let's
towers.
do-
There's 8 lines in a poem
The
thing.
octad.
Oh, again, I'm just thinking, what if we do all the 8 towers, we get to the center, and the city crumbles, and we can't come back?
Oh,
You're
said
going to
that.
make him cry now.
I'm not trying. I'm just.
Why did you say that? Do you think it might?
We're going to be here for weeks. It's been here 1,000. You said it yourself. It's been here thousands of years. It's probably not going to crumble to dust
Yeah.
unless we hit the wrong bit really hard with.
As we take the thing
Curse
that's
hammer.
powering the center of it.
Oh yeah, that's true. It could turn to dust if we take the power thing.
We've got time to return to Candlekeep and bring back some sort of party to the whole city.
Maybe we can jumpstart the
wanna
city
send
and
them a
fly it
message?
out. Take it with us.
Send them a message.
Have any of us got any messaging capabilities where we could maybe let people know that this exists and it would be prime for
Somebody has, yeah.
research?
I believe
I
Locke and
have.
I have sending. Oh, you do too. there is also the possibility that they arrive just as the Frost Maiden shows up. Maybe
Could do with a hand.
I know this spell, but I mean, I'd have to look it up in my book. Maybe if I had some time to sit and read up. I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, at least to have people on their way. We don't know what's going to occur.
I mean, my people, what's left of them, are outside.
They've given so much, though, Talk.
Well, I think after what they've given, delivering a message will probably feel like a holiday.
The Candle Keep.
Yeah, they might not know where that is.
would be a holiday.
Yeah, I bet it's not snowing down there. That's if they can get out of Icewind Dale with the weather.
Let's just persevere and hope. I can just hope.
Can we go up that tower? Because that one's quite close.
We'll go up the Willy Tower.
The Three Willy
Just
Tower, or
Yes.
the Orange Willy Tower?
I like
Oh,
to call
where's-
it the Aor Tower. Because it looks like a heart.
Oh yeah. So what was the choice?
The-
The Aor Tower or the
one that
Phallic
looks
Tower?
like it's probably got an organ at the bottom of it. Not that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
organ.
That one?
You know, like a Strahd organ.
Okay. So over the course of the next, say, 20 minutes, you kind of pick your way through, moving relatively stealthily, quiet, subdued conversation between you, trying to keep Threadreader calm. He's kind of overexcited himself and stopping from hyperventilating with the excitement, trying to restrain him a little. And as you're having the conversation that you've just had about where to go as you walk in and picking your way through the tower, the city and all the crumbled buildings, finally get to this strange, as you say, phallic-looking building. Now they all are in some degree. It doesn't say much about the Netherese, but still. This huge structure. It's got these three chimneys or pipes at the top, and as you say, Threadry, they resemble the arteries of some big Titanic heart. Tall doors face you, greet you, and open up into the structure's dark interior if you wish to examine further.
Pop out some floating lights and have them move around the room so I can illuminate as much as I can of it.
It does appear to be. Sorry, go on.
I've got Cassie's necklace on now, so I could just try the door if you like.
That's not how it works. It's just an added preventative
Well, you
measure.
said that's why I was wearing it, because...
It's one of the reasons I'm giving it to you.
Okay. Does it really work? Is this like a confidence trick?
Why would I do that?
It has the power of great placebo.
The placebo of health.
Ooh,
That should be a
sounds
magic
fancy.
item. That should be one. I should attune to the placebo of health. It gives you 50 temporary hit points, or are they?
It does. Or are they? You won't know till you get hit.
And even though you've
whether they're
attuned to
real or
it, you
not.
still have a slot free. You enter, okay, with Threadreader's magical lights up floating sort of in close proximity. It looks like an old music hall. There are some posters, obviously curled up around the edges, still glistening with frost everywhere on every surface. Anyone read Draconic? There's no few of you do.
Hello.
Experience the Netherese esoteric orchestra masterwork, The Dark Between the Stars. It's the poster.
I'm no expert on music, but sounds like it could be a show.
This must have been some sort of communal entertainment centre.
Locke, I'll let you make a history check if you like.
Yeah, I did pretend to be a bard once. for a prolonged period of time.
I bet those big tubes make the acoustics incredible.
No, never heard of it.
What?
He did say pretended to be a bard once.
Yes.
It was a
That's
great
why he
attempt,
quit.
but he picked up nothing.
I played the guitar in our first session, remember? Cass was very impressed. Never picked up the guitar again.
Didn't get joy from it anymore. Decided tentacles was the future.
Yes.
You play more instruments at once that way.
Exactly. You can be the whole band
Right.
when you've got tentacles.
So this
Sorry.
grand music hall is a glitter with ice, and floor underfoot is strewn with the crystal shards of fallen chandeliers. Frozen corpses of the audience lie strewn among the tiered seats, their expressions frozen in rapturous adulation. On the stage, cadaverous musicians slump over their shattered instruments.
So the audience are frozen intact, or they're kind of rotted too, kind of like there's any deterioration. Or
Yeah, there's some rot there. Yeah.
I mean, they don't look like they saw it coming, so
but they've been preserved all this time. Have we been seeing corpses where we're walking around as well, Steve, or is this the first time we've...
Not so many. What you have seen have been, yeah, it's mainly skeletal, and these are, to be fair, mainly skeletal.
maybe
In a
they knew.
similar state.
Maybe they knew the city was going down, and they thought, "What the hell? I'm just gonna go listen to some music."
So, sorry, I'm laboring. Does the rest of the city look like it's been... If we got the impression from the rest of the city that something happened suddenly while the city life was happening, or did it look abandoned enough that it was left prior, and this might be an anomaly?
Make an insight check, but you can use your... Well, I think it uses intelligence anyway, doesn't it? Insight.
Wisdom's inside.
Wisdom. You can use your intelligence if you like as the base.
Investigation. Oh, it's +4. Okay.
Yeah, it would seem that whatever happened to the city was rapid, and people perhaps, I mean, considering what you know of the Netherese and their great power and control over the arcane arts, whatever happened was almost certainly unexpected. For the fact that the city fell out the sky for whatever reason.
Perhaps it's reassuring that these people perished in rapture to whatever was happening on the stage. There's worse ways to go, I suppose.
It's like dying in your sleep, I guess. You don't know it happened.
I feel that I feel slightly macabre lingering here. Shall we? I mean, as impressive as this place is, there's a lot of dead people here.
Sure, they won't mind.
It feels almost a shrine in its own right, the way they're sat there, looking at the musicians on the stage.
Let's
There
not
any-
disturb them then.
Are there any doors out of this room?
As you would expect from a, I'll say, modern in inverted commas, your era theatre or music hall, there are side entrances to other sort of smaller rooms, and if you go and inspect them, they are, as you'd expect, changing rooms, facilities and ticket halls. Or
Nothing that leads up further.
No, you would say, or I would say that if you're trying to work out where those 3 tubes go, they're sort of the architecture of the building is sort of constructed in a way so as to sort of improve the acoustics and the resonance of any sounds produced within, and maybe even spread out more across the city.
So the tower is separate to this place.
No, it's all built in. It's all built in.
Oh,
But it's all kind of melded together. It's not, and most of the buildings, to be fair, that you've seen here are not, as you guys all know, buildings are built with brick or blocks cut into nice cubes that can be handled by human size. These are all almost like ice sculptures, but not with ice. They're sort of perfectly formed. There are no seams anywhere, but lovely round, smooth surfaces, and that you can see. You can only surmise that they were all formed by just magic, or some lost art that's been lost to time.
can we look around for? Can we see that big rune on the top of the tower?
Yeah, not. I mean, if you look out some of the side windows, yeah, you could see the back to this sky dock. If that's what you're asking about, the sky dock,
Oh no, I meant
where you've
this.
just come from. Uh, not from inside, no, but you could kind of see it when you were approaching this music hall.
Can we look around to see if we can see that rune anywhere else in here?
No, you don't see anywhere else in here.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
I didn't come in with any.
Yeah, Velian's getting impatient and like huffing and.
Let's head out and go to the next town, Cass. This is not the place we're going to find what we're looking for.
So you head over to the magical tower. You recognise the symbol, Threadreader, and you point it out to everybody else as Transmutation. Four-sided tower, orange-brown sort of symbol of transmutation, glowing from the outward face at the spire. But the hairline cracks creep up the walls. It's suffered some damage. Not every tower had, but this one has suffered some damage in the fall. Don't see any doors, certainly from where you're looking at least. No entrance visible. But about 20 feet up, a large chunk is missing from the outer wall, which would create a hole into the tower.
This is the magic of change. If things may alter their appearance, and just be aware. Try not to touch anything, or anything. I say that as I say anything the second time I look at Tok.
We're going to have to touch the exterior to try and get up there.
I'm worried. Just the last tower was the tower of protection, and yet it was a fight in there. So
I don't see how something without a door can be physically trapped. Can we see if we attempt to climb this, if there's any sort of magical protection on the exterior of the building, Thread Reader?
Have a look around.
You can make a perception check. And anybody else who's looking around. But yeah. Well done, Turnip.
Anti-turnip. Fred Reader's the turnip today.
I'm just keen to get to the top. Not
Yeah, you don't see any traps or any triggers, and you would guess the reason for that is in its day there were no entrances, there were no doors to this tower, so
Is
there's
it
nothing to trap.
sheer upwards, or is there?
Yeah, this one is. Oh well, it would be sheer up. I mean, the whole city is at a slight 1-2 degree angle, which you've all kind of gotten used to now, which means that the tower itself wouldn't be perfectly upright, but it is in relation to the floor.
Thinking rope. Do we have any pitons left? Is it pitons?
I know what you mean.
I've got rope. How many pitons have I got left?
Oh, we've had a short rest, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh, I can
Yes.
wild shape if you want me to spider and sticky rope.
Bum rope, you mean?
Yeah, arse rope.
Okay. Just so we're clear.
Or if you want to save that, I could just rage climb.
Ooh.
Can I just?
It's like normal climbing, but angrier. I seem to find it easier if I'm angry for some reason.
Make it easier for us, and I'll start to mold earth and just shape.
All that.
What, mold earth to what?
That I can mold stone, so I'll just bring cantrips, so I can just sort of bring handholds out, just to things
Steps.
to hold on to. Steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that works. How many occasions of that mold earth can you have active at once?
Good point. I don't know if it's permanent or not. Hang on. No more than 2 active at a time. You're right. I assumed it
does
would
it say?
change the shape. It said if you target an area of loose earth, you can constantly excavate it. Because deposit up to 5 feet away. Choose a portion of dirt or stone you can see within range, and it fits within a 5-foot cube. You can manipulate it. Dirt or stone you target is on the ground. You cause it to become difficult terrain. Alternatively, you can cause the ground to become normal terrain. Cause shapes, colours, or boats to appear on dirt or stone, spelling out words. Oh no, it's not that advanced actually. So I couldn't.
Well,
Even do that.
for the cantrip. No, I would expect that, but
Yeah.
I will lower any DC of any attempts to physically climb if you do that.
And if we do that combined with a rope fixed to it by Eris or Talk, it should be a lot easier to get up there.
Yeah, I'm
I
happy
can-
for you to tie it to me. I'm good at. I can probably take the weight of 1 or 2 of you if you fall.
I can fly 2 of us up there. The only reason I wouldn't is because, well, I'm trying to preserve my strength for going for all the towers, but maybe if we get a good rest after this one,
How
or the
high?
next one maybe.
How high is the shape, Steve?
Second. Where's my damn notes?
think you said 20.
20 feet, yeah, probably. Sounds about right.
I mean, I could. I'm reluctant to because
20.
my reserve of magic is low, but I could create a set of steps to get us up there.
We
But it
have
would
less.
use
It's-
up my last ability to cast something of quite high level.
We've got things that we can use based on short rest, so I could wild shape spider on up there and belay people with arse rope.
Yeah, Eris, if you wouldn't mind.
Arse rope. Can we not call it
Hey.
arse rope?
Well, what am I supposed to call it then?
Silk.
String?
I mean, what's
don't
your
know, but it
objection to
doesn't
the
make
word
me want to
rope?
climb it.
Well, just web. We can call it webbing. And I will.
Tush tassel?
This is not a challenge, Steve.
Oh, damn it. I'll have a list for you tomorrow.
I know you will. That's the problem. That's what I don't want.
Oh, he'll find some TikTok videos. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Oh no.
With
But yeah, I'm
fleshy.
gonna.
No.
No, please don't, I will giant spider. Tippa tappa tippa tappa. Don't know what those sounds were. A word's
Okay.
gone.
Okay, well, in that case, I will bring into scene. Where are you, Eris? And no. Oh, damn it! How do I do it? Oh, you do it from the bottom, don't you? On the names. Pull to scene. We'll also pull stream to scene. If that works.
And I take it the others are following very closely behind me.
Yeah, if they choose to.
Once you've affixed your.
I'm webbing as I go,
Right.
so you can follow me in stages.
Oh, shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be there. That was me testing. Right, let's bring you in. Bring you in. Talk. Heard. Thread reader. Cass. See where am I sitting? Lock. Oh, nobody can see.
Can see.
Anyone not see?
Can see. I've got dark vision anyway.
I think Herd has limited vision, so he can see one bit very well, and he can see a little bit of other stuff.
That should help.
I can see mostly just white.
You can see us now and slightly inside the doorway.
So as you enter through the hole and into the tower, the sconces light up with magical flame and illuminate the area. And what do you see? So beyond this hole in the tower, you see boxes, containers just strewn around the room. A slight path does seem to have been cleared through, leading from the door where you are, Cass, all the way across over to the right-hand side there by, can't see past my notes, but there are two sort of mannequins, figures, dressed in strange fashion that you don't recognize, just lying on the floor. So, Cass, you opened the door. I presume it was you.
It was open when I got there.
Oh. Do you not want to open the door? Yet?
I check that it's not trapped.
It's not trapped.
Then yeah, I'll open that door.
So you just see through there, again, as the door opens, the sconces light up, burst into flame, illuminate the area. You see a skeletal figure on the floor.
Shall I continue?
Maybe I should go first, seeing as I've got your pendant now.
That's not. I mean, you usually go first anyway. Sure.
It is I, the
Please,
great
Ben.
placebo.
Just a general thing, Steve. If there are any writing on the wall in any of the places we visit, I'm on the lookout for it, and I will
Got
be
you.
stopping to try and read it, translate
Got
it.
you.
So just let me know.
Tark, you see the skeletal body there, broken on the floor in the hallway. As you get to the corner and look around, you see a statue of an elf, it would look like from the distance. Next to an intact 6-foot-tall cylindrical chamber.
Going to start inspecting
yeah.
any bodies I come across because they seem to have lots of fun items.
Yeah, do you want to check those crates back there?
Yeah, I can do. Can do that.
Okay.
Well, there's a statue there and a cylinder thing.
So back at the entrance, who was checking the entrance?
I can go pick up and do it.
Herd was.
Herb can. Eris's a spider. She's of no
Actually,
use.
How's Herd's perception?
Yeah.
Herd's
yeah,
perception's probably not great. Herd's perception is not great.
Hi, Herd. Here I am.
Well, it's going to be investigation anyway if you're rummaging through boxes.
But that's -1, so
Herd.
I can help.
Oh,
Oh.
natty
Do
20.
that.
Yeah, unfortunately, with a natural 20, there isn't that much there. I mean, having said that, I mean, you get lots and lots of clay, ash, mandrake root. And it almost look like spell components or yeah, materials for enchanting, whatever. But you do find with a natural 20 a jewel encrusted dagger. Looks to be worth probably around 1,000 GP.
Blingy.
Worth it.
That's
No,
what you
but
get for
the-
a nat 20.
Yeah, now we know that the myth blah, blah, can maybe recharge magic items. Maybe you should have brought Big Boy with you.
It's
That's hindsight.
Can you like tell him to get over here or?
I
Not now
mean,
that she's unattuned.
no. I could always put that back on, and it would take. How can I gauge how long it would take for
Oh,
it to get here? That would be
probably
it. Would just be
weeks and weeks.
yeah. It's pointless. And I left it in town to be repaired. So
Who was doing the investigation in this top room?
Well, I'm having a look in the door, if that's what you mean. But I mean, investigation's a strong word when it comes to top.
Well, you look in the door, you see
16. He's not turnipy tonight. There's definitely an absence of turnip.
it's just no stairs, just a open space column, I guess, right the way up from it goes down to another room below and further up. One sec, so I don't miss anything out for you.
Just in case it's something on your end, Steve, all I can see is like pure white, like really bright white. So I don't know if it's like a token setting. Unless it's somewhere I'm not supposed to be looking at, and then I can see like different colors.
Is the map actually loaded for you? It sounds like the map's not loaded for you.
Yeah, because there's parts of the maps I can see.
Ah,
It might just be me. I'm just wondering if there's my
maybe
token has some weird.
Yeah, I think mine seems to be working okay.
If I'll delete your token and bring you back in.
Yeah. If that changes things.
See if that helps.
No, but that's all right. I can see well enough.
Okay. Okay. Transmutation. There we go. So, who said they were searching the skeleton?
Yeah, I don't know when I looked at the crates. Someone else can do it if they want.
I'll have a look then.
Because for Spider Eris, would it be my investigation or would it be the spiders?
I
It's
think
a
it would
wild
be
shape, you keep
yours if it's
intelligence,
better.
Wisdom.
Okay. I get confused because I know it's like mental ones are Eris, but physical
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
and I'm not quite
that's
sure
it.
where.
Just have a look
So,
too.
wisdom, intelligence, charisma, you keep.
I'm not as good at investigation as I would want to be. I'm really not good. I'm a spider.
I rolled a natural 1, so
Uh,
Yeah, I'll tell you what,
Mine's
Frederica,
better than
I'll
me.
just pick up the skeleton and shake it and see what falls out. So I'll do that.
Perfect.
okay. The skeleton. Yeah, I mean, it's not particularly well stashed, and certainly as you pick it up and kind of shake it around like a rag doll, the only thing of
Respectfully.
respectfully, yeah, of course, a key falls out, a brass key.
They call a shakedown.
Yeah, I would say
Frederica.
so.
I'll pick the key up and hand it to him.
When you looked in the, I'm going to say the word shaft.
Shaft.
Don't dwell on it.
Trying not to.
The bottom is a square chamber. The walls are engraved with depictions of wizards magically lifting rocks and stones in the air. The floor in the center of the chamber is an arcane symbol, which you now know to be the symbol of transmutation, etched in gold leaf. And it's surrounded by a slightly raised stone slab. And when you looked up, there are more doors lying flush with the wall every 20 feet up. And the ceiling right at the very top contains a matching symbol to the one on the very bottom floor. But it seems to have a square depression in this rather than a raised area. So that's what you saw when you looked out. There's so many perception checks and investigation checks going on. I want to make sure I got everyone in.
Is there a keyhole outside the door or anything?
No. That was just plain open.
I wonder if we were to.
Well, it feels like there should be a box in there, but there's no box in there. And the floor's a bit too low.
This is the tower of, what if you like, the magic of change. So, I mean, I don't suppose a box would do. I wonder if it's more about physically changing the chamber itself. Should we just step in?
Well, what
see what happens?
do you think if I went in there, it might be able to turn me back into a human?
No, I think if we went in there, it might lift us to the other floors, but.
Do you think Cass would like me better if I was human?
I think she likes you well enough, Talk.
I know, but I'm kind of weird and big and scaly and...
Don't think that bothers her that much.
Cute. Not you, Frederica. I was looking at the at the pup. Okay. What about this cylinder thing here?
Yeah, let's take a look. It's a big cylinder, as you've rightly deduced, 6 foot tall. It's topped with an intricate crystal rod. It appears to have 2 keyholes. It's also got a lever which seems like it would stop in 3 positions. Behind the transparent door in the front of the cylinder, so the first sort of hemisphere is transparent, is another mannequin. It looks like it's been haphazardly or hastily propped inside the device.
Well, we have one key. Is there a key
Definitely a
on?
mannequin.
All over the floor around you there as you get closer and to the south of the room there, where there's a shelf. There's lots of broken glass vials, many of them seeming to have contained a silvery liquid that's just splashed all over the floor.
Can I inspect the liquid and see if I'm familiar with it?
Yeah, no check required. Since it was so recent, it would seem to be the same liquid that was inside the guards that you recently fought in the other tower.
But when we killed the guards, didn't their liquid disintegrate?
Yes.
So the guards that this belongs to, or the creatures that this belongs to, have not disintegrated, which means they're not actually dead.
That is a statue, right?
It's a theory.
Yeah, why
You can make
keep-
it's just a straight up intelligence check.
Why keep a mannequin in a glass cylinder?
Well, maybe they
Under
were testing
lock.
it. Testing it and it went wrong.
Wow.
Or maybe it's a statue.
Well, who rolled the intelligence? Someone rolled an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, that was me.
Somehow that's ironic.
I'm still going to take it. It would be the same if it was a check.
Right. Okay.
1.
No, he was asking about. Oh, Eris was for the straight intelligence
okay.
check. Yeah, because she was asking
Okay.
about if the creatures.
I'm pretty
still
sure,
alive.
Cass, that this is just a mannequin display case from ages gone by.
Have a look for the other key.
It was so close to being an 18.
Yeah.
It was the journey.
Well, here's one key, so maybe the other key's on the other body, or maybe the key's in the keyhole, or
Maybe the other key's on the other body. I'll go back.
Who was it that checked the cylinder? What was the roll for that? Was that your 16, Tok?
that
I think that was his
room.
1.
Yeah, 1 was my roll for the
All right.
cylinder.
Who
That's what I was just
initially-
saying to Cass. It's a display case for mannequins.
Okay.
It probably looked much better 2,000 years ago.
Who made the initial check on the cylinder? I'm trying to work out what the scores were.
Is it Eris with 11? No, Eris isn't there.
No, that was.
I don't think anyone.
I don't think anyone did other than
I
Tom.
don't think
Right,
anyone did a
okay.
roll. Yeah.
I mean, it probably wouldn't need a roll anyway if there's enough of you there, and they're not hit. These things aren't hidden. You're paying special focus on this thing now. You're trying to get as much detail about it as you
Am
can. So
I,
these are the
though?
things that you see. Okay.
Am I really?
Well, I mean, you're standing there looking pretty, and everyone else is sort of making you feel involved, patting you on the shoulder and saying, "Well done."
Great job, Tuck.
From time to time.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, great
how
job
I-
there, little buddy.
That's how I feel when I do escape rooms.
There is
Not
a
with
slot
me, I
at the
hope.
side of the device, okay, roughly the size of the vials on the floor. The slot is labelled, for those that read Draconic, Quicksilver. Second point, there's a flexible tube attached to the device, tipped with a needle, connected to the device there, and at the connection, there's the word, for those that speak or read Draconic, blood. There are 2 keyholes on the device that appear to be identical. 3 positions on the lever are Demos, Galvan, and Hypnos, which I will paste into chat for you.
So the mannequin's name is Quicksilver, clearly. The rest of it, no idea.
Quicksilver and blood. Seems to need this to fuel it, perhaps.
Threadreader, you can make me a straight intelligence, not investigation. So no modifiers, just straight intelligence, please. Okay.
Too caught up in
Just
everything.
wobbled off a 15 there, just to.
Too caught up in everything today. There's too much information. Sensory overload with all the stuff.
Okay. I mean, you're not going to work out exactly what it's for with the 12, but you can work out basics. Depending on what position the lever's in, will depend on the outcome. You're going to get potentially 3 different outcomes of when this machine or device is activated. Obviously seems to have some kind of an effect on the mannequin that's inside of it, whatever this machine or device does. The device will require either or both quicksilver and blood of some
Sorry.
description.
Where exactly did it say Demos, Galvin, or Hypnos?
On the lever, there's 3 positions on the lever, and each
Okay.
position has got one of those names on.
Should.
So that one's probably the demo mode. That's probably not a good one. You don't want the demo model. They're usually like just for show.
It just starts playing Yellow Rose of Dixie in 8-bit.
Yeah, yeah. Or green sleeves.
Yeah.
God.
Sorry, I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So I think I'm on a roll.
And the device is probably activated when 2 keys are inserted. I mean, with your 12, they're your broad strokes.
I think we do need to find another key.
Do we really want to make more mannequins?
Same key as that one. I mean, if we could only have one pattern, perhaps we could fashion one the same, but seem to require another. But maybe if you shake the other bodies we've seen.
I went back to the other body when I realised there were 2 key slots.
There's actually only one body that you've found, the skeletal body. The others were mannequins.
Oh,
Other
okay.
mannequins.
I'll go back to the mannequins.
Yeah. They're mannequins with just scrap clothing on.
I mean, I know we don't have a second key, but try one key, see if it actually fits this. We're assuming that the key you found fits this device, whatever it is.
All right then. I'll stick a key in and turn it.
There's a click, so it would seem that the device may be functional, but nothing happens, and you deduce that a second key is required.
Okay. So we need 2 blood or quicksilver and another key.
Oh, I think Quicksilver's the mannequin's name.
I thought it needed.
Yeah.
It needs
Because blood would be a stupid name.
Function. Either blood or quicksilver or both things. This fluid on the floor, I think, is quicksilver.
Well, I've got quite a lot of blood on my clothes. I could squeeze some out.
There's quite a jumble in those vials and broken glass and the quicksilver. And you can make a investigation check if you want to see if you can find any that are intact.
I think it's broken. I think it's mannequin displaying days are over.
You cut your hands quite a bit, and you worry that the effects of the quicksilver in those cuts may have, but you do find one vial that's still intact. It seems to have full contents of the silvery liquid.
We have some of
Oh,
that.
I left the key in. You might want to get that.
We need another one of these.
Did you get 2 with that shaft?
I think Red Reader thinks it will take us up, but if If you look up there, there's like a box shape. So I think there should be a box in there, but there isn't a box. Maybe. The floor's down, isn't it, Steve? It's like it's not the floor's not level with the door, it's below. It's like a floor down.
It's a floor down. So you open the door and there's nothing to stand on. There's a floor down and there's the shaft that goes up with various doors dotted on the sides, but then this gold leaf symbol at the top, symbol of transmutation at the very top.
You can climb
with an
it again.
indentation, almost a reverse and mirror of the bottom.
I mean, the good stuff's going to be at the top right. Lower floors, mannequin displays. Upper floors, god-killing weapons. I don't know how these old civilizations thought. Are we going?
Spider Eris can climb up to it, see, inspect it further.
Okay.
For you, Anna.
Yeah. I'll do as Cass tells me.
Okay, you go straight to the top, or are you stopping anywhere along the way?
What exactly is there to stop at?
There are some other doors prior to reaching the top, like different floors.
Can I listen at them?
Sure, make a perception check, please.
$26.
Oh, nice. I don't hear anything.
Okay. I'll stop at the first door that we come to, and I'll look back at Cass.
Now you hear
and I'll
something. There was nothing, totally silent. And as you were just about to revert and begin continuing on, what languages do you speak? Do you speak Elvish?
No, I don't.
You hear a faint voice kind of shout out something sort of a bit dubiously but inquisitively at the same time.
And I would recognise Elvish because I've heard it spoken, but I don't understand it.
You recognise symbols and word construction to a degree.
So
Yeah,
I'm kind of
sounds
like
Elvish.
yeah. So I would know that Cass speaks it right.
Possibly.
Yeah. Coming from behind the door, or just generally
Behind the door, yeah.
I'll go to the next door. Can I listen at that one?
Yeah. So I won't make you roll again. Same perception check. Nothing.
I'll kind of step back a bit, kind of like I did with the last one. Do I hear anything after a moment?
No.
Okay, next door.
Same. And so on until the top.
Okay. So we've got one door that has a voice. None of the other doors have voices.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at the top door. Can I investigate it, please?
So there's no door at the top. It's just a roof or a ceiling, and the ceiling has a sort of a 2-inch, I guess, sort of depression. If you were looking up, sort of 15 by 15 square in the center, sort of 5 foot square in the center is a symbol of transmutation.
Okay, but okay. Now I've spent a lot of time with Fred Reader. Do I recognise this symbol of transmutation?
Everyone would recognize the symbol because Threadreader briefed everyone on all 8 symbols before he went into the towers, or the next set of towers.
Does there seem to be anything active about it? What is it made of?
It's carving, so it's an absence of material, like somebody chiseled it, and it's gold leaf line to make it sort of prominent and stand out. But it's not glowing or humming or anything like that.
Can I touch it with my spider leg?
You can touch it with your spider leg.
Oh shit.
Now then. Now then. A few things happen. You feel your weight shift. So you're gripping the walls and you're resisting gravity. It's trying to push it back down the shaft. Suddenly your grip is no longer resisting gravity. It moves to no resistance at all. And then the direction changes completely and pushes you up towards the ceiling.
With force, like with damaging force, or just...
Well, you're right close to it anyway, so there's no fall damage per se, but you would estimate it to be the same as normal gravity, but 180.
Okay.
So it's not crushing you or anything like that.
Mm. Can I...
The other thing that happens,
Oh God.
because you rolled well for your perception, is, and you now have 8 eyes as well, you feel dust and things. You feel gravity's been reversed. You feel dust at first, then the odd pebble hit you on the back, and look up, or down, should I say, quickly to realize the stone plate, 15 by 15, that was on the floor, is now rushing up towards you. What do you do?
I wild shape and I become a termite and I get into the groove of the transmutation circle.
I love it. Okay. The slab comes slamming up 100 feet straight up, slowly at first, and then wham, effective gravity. It doesn't shatter, but it cracks and splinters in many places. You are unharmed in the depths of the rune and are able to free yourself and wriggle through, and you're still at the top, being compressed as you would normally by the effects of gravity.
Squished, right? We would have all seen the slab fly up. And
you would presume so, unless you thought she maybe went into one of the side rooms, or if you were watching her, then you would assume that she's been squished.
Eris. I didn't see her go into a room. It just slammed up, and
I'm probably still working my way through the slab at this point, aren't I?
Yeah.
Might not, well, if you're in the groove, you might not be able to get out.
Mm. So yeah, I'm a little termite just traveling around trying to find a way out.
It's easy to get into the groove. You've got to prove.
Fuck off, Steve.
Never change.
Sweet summer child. Go ahead.
Yes, I didn't see her exit. I think that thing got her.
Look, were you connected to her telepathically? Can you hear her?
I wasn't while she was doing that. No.
Fly. Let's get up there.
Well, hang on. It might come straight back down and squish you as well.
Can we fly up there? We could.
Well, time is limited. If she's
up there.
If she's dead, we need to act now, right?
Well, actually, no. If she's dead, we don't need to do anything.
I could help.
You can bring her back within a minute. How about I jump in, try and get the slab to come the other way, and like. No, I'm out.
Yeah, but then it might squish you.
Oh, I'll put
I mean,
my
at this
helmet.
point, she's either alive or she isn't. This thing just went straight up, right? So either it killed her, or it didn't.
But if it kills her, I can bring her back if you get me up there now.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I see.
hang off the ledge of this door and see if I can get it to start coming back down. And if it starts to move down, I will try and pull myself up into the doorway.
Have we seen any? Is there anything around the door, like any markings or anything like that?
No.
So I'm doing that, Steve. I will literally just drop down and hang on to the side.
What are you doing?
And I will be looking up at the slabs, like seeing if I can get it to start dropping.
No, it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Can we see Eris? Would be a way to see her if we got up there? If we get closer up there, would we be able to see her? Or is that slab covering basically the entire?
It's
entire
basically covering the
floor.
entire.
Yeah. So even if I would fly Cass up there, she wouldn't have line of sight with Eris, alive or not.
No, I mean, if you presume the worst would happen, you'd perhaps expect to see some kind of goo squidging out the sides.
Okay.
If she was only a spider, there wouldn't be a lot of goo though.
A
would
giant
there?
spider.
Oh,
Then
giant
she'd
spider.
be
Yeah,
her.
giant. The good chance if I'd taken squishy damage, then I would no longer be a spider, but there
This is
would be
also
goo.
true.
Yeah.
You know,
I just
it's
want to
true.
shout into the shaft. Down!
Nothing happens. Nice try though.
Just out of desperation, I'll shout it into Chronic.
Yeah, same. Doesn't seem to be voice activated.
I'm going to start climbing.
I mean, if you were watching Eris as she was going up the shaft, and therefore you saw the plate come up after, you would have seen the last thing before anything happening was Eris touching the plate, and then everything changed.
Touching
So you can
the symbol.
Yeah, the symbol. So
How
you
far
can
down's
perhaps
the
draw
symbol?
something. From you now, the lower floor is, I think, what did I say, 20 feet?
Do I think I've got time to touch it and then climb and get out? Or is there a door down the bottom?
If you look down, so that there's a bigger chamber below. So there's a 15-foot slab, but then there's room out to the sides from there. Then
Okay, I'm going to climb down then.
Drop something on it.
I might be able to press it from a distance. Do you want
Give
to try
it a go.
that first?
Give it a go. I'll climb out. I'll stop hanging off the door.
rage
Okay.
hanging.
Rage hanging.
If he's safe and the symbol is within 30 feet, I can telekinetic mage hand.
Yeah.
Press it.
Okay, you go to move the hand towards it, and it kind of passes through. There's no resistance
Okay.
there. It's almost ethereal now.
Okay. I think we.
This is taking too long, and
I'm
I
gonna
think my friend is dead. I'm going to jump.
I'm going to climb down. Oh. 20 feet.
Where am I currently in my attempt to find a way through the...
You'll be through now, yeah.
Okay. I'm still, like, gravity is still reversed.
Yeah.
I don't know how... I don't think termites have good eyesight,
That's
so
a good
I'm
point.
not sure.
It's a good point, actually, Talk. When you stepped out to try and hang down, you wouldn't have hung down. Your legs and feet would have whoop, gone the other way.
Oh,
I'd like you to make it.
no.
I'd like you to make a deck save, please. Well, you'll
yeah.
have advantage, I guess, barbarian. Or...
If you fly
Yeah.
up there and you squish termite area,
Squish you. Sorry, what am I rolling? Dexterity.
deck save, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it sounds good that I've got advantage, but I have a very low mod, so it's not as good as it sounds. Especially when you roll a double 5.
Oh.
Actually, I'm going to use... no, I'm not raging, so I can't use that. Never mind.
So
So I would try and hang down and then go the opposite way and just fly
Yeah.
up.
So that's going to be 80 feet.
Oh, okay. Due west.
Don't fucking tell him to do his worst.
Yeah, well, I've got 100
That's going to be
odd hit points. I'll be okay.
28 bludgeoning
Then
as you
sore knee.
winded as you land. Eris, you just see this huge scaly lizard getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
So I'm in the centre. He's
Yeah.
like by the wall, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah, you'll be safe.
I'm gonna drop my wild shape pretty much just as he hits.
Okay.
I'll be like, ah,
Oh, I think 2 ribs are gone.
what? Oh,
Some
my
people pay a
Lord.
lot of money for that.
Cass, she's not
Cass,
dead. She's
Can
not
you
dead.
send up can you send that up, down?
Well,
I
I'm on the
need rope.
ceiling.
I'm sorry, what did you want?
Rope.
I've got
Rope.
Oh, I've got
Do we
the
have rope?
Yeah, I've got it.
80 feet of it.
Does
We need
anyone
them
else
to
have
have
rope?
it, Talk.
Is
Do
there
I
a
have
door?
rope?
Is there a door near here, Steve?
I have rope.
Be about 20
I'll
feet
throw
away.
rope.
What? 20 feet up, or which would be down
20
to them, but up
20
to
feet.
me.
Down, but you'd be fighting against gravity to get there.
So it'd just be like climbing,
It'd be like climbing 20 feet, yeah.
but a sheer wall.
Or jumping or flying or whatever method you've got. But it's sheer.
I'll have a go with athletics if I'm allowed.
Sure.
Could Talk try
I'll throw the rope
throwing
down.
me?
Yeah.
You want me to
How much
throw
rope have
you?
we got?
It'd probably be the same roll to throw you as to climb, and throwing is cooler. So
Well, I can do something. Would I be able to use this, Steve, to pull them towards me? Just help.
What's the range?
It's
Because
30
they're
feet.
80 feet away.
30 feet. Yeah. So once they get closer, would I?
80 feet. First fall they'd need to get is 20 feet away, so they'd still be 60 feet away, unfortunately.
Right. Okay.
I'm either going to climb it, or Eris says I should throw her at the door.
Or so how many feet of rope did we have?
50 normally,
50.
unless you've cut it.
And
No,
I've
not
got
50.
rope. So if I can get to that bit of rope, if that's like 30 feet away, and I don't know how I'm going.
As much as I would love to throw you, I don't think I could live with myself if I missed the door and you just hit the wall and then slid down. So I'm just going to try and climb. I've got some rope. If I get to it, I'll drop some
No,
down.
I am going to polymorph Talk. Talk, can I just turn you into a giant spider and then you can climb down and I can ride on your back?
Am I going to have arse rope?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it's polymorph. I can turn you into a flying creature if you'd want to. Do you want to fly?
Well,
Do you-
yeah,
do you-
yeah. If you turn me into a creature, am I going to be like smarter or less smart?
I don't know. Well, it's not like I can turn you into Ankajuk. That would be very cool.
That's
though,
not
if I
going to be
could.
useful unless we can get a lot of water.
No, but he was very smart. Or shall I
He was,
just turn
but
it in? I'm just
have
gonna.
any
I'm
opposable
I'm gonna.
thumbs or
I'm just
indeed
gonna turn it.
appendages.
I'm gonna turn you into a spider, and then you're gonna climb down, and I'm going to ride on your back. Okay?
If you think that'll work, fine with
I
it.
cast polymorph on Talk.
Yeah, if you're not resisting, no roll required.
I'm not going to resist, but what's the intelligence of a spider?
Not very.
Because I don't retain my tockness. Not that Tock's that bright either.
No, but you should be.
Intelligence
I
of
think-
2,
Yeah.
Is it an upgrade?
wisdom of 11,
No.
charisma 4.
Is intelligence too high enough to actually remember? It's your call, Steve. I don't know. He is intelligence 2.
Can I try animal handling?
Yeah.
Because I imagine you turn him into a spider and then it's just like a bit confused.
It would probably try and eat you.
I've been a spider quite a lot. Like I feel that I have an affinity with them. So I think I'm just going to kind of try and point it in the right direction. And
19. Okay. Okay.
he's been a good mammoth before. He can be a good spider now.
Okay. Yeah. React as you see fit. Talk.
Well, if she's the animal handling, I think it'll probably just like spin in a circle a few times, a bit confused about what's going on.
And then I'm just going to steer him.
There'll
That's
be
what's
sort of
gonna
like
happen.
almost like the 2 front legs will like tap on the ground, and then the next 2, and then the next 2, as if he's kind of like
Getting to
freaked
grips with
out
this
by
new
having
shape.
so many legs, and and eventually, when Eris starts to gesture, he'll sort of climb the wall.
Okay. You get to the as a spider, you'll get to the first door. Eris can kind of lean over past your thorax and kind of push the door in. You find mainly it's just more like a study room or practice room. There's various old books, mostly in disrepair, unreadable. If you spend some time there, you can try and investigate more, or if you want to. There's nothing obvious. Let's put it that way.
No, but it's a
It
point
just
where
looks like a room full of books and papers.
We could stop, or we could move on to the next room. But I know that we might not be able to get up here again. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to try and gesture to the spider to wait. I'm going to jump into the room. And does there look like there are any books that Fred Reader might be interested in that look maybe readable or legible in some way, shape, or form?
Yes, there would be, but it's probably going to take you a good few minutes to sort of pick out, rummage through, and pick the best and most portable pieces, which you can do, and you stuff into your backpack or whatever. And right as you're coming to approach the door to climb back onto Spider Talk, does whatever the Spider Talk does.
Spider Talk's probably heading for a corner while she's gone, and then you'll wrangle him back. Definitely forgetting that he is Talk and just kind of wandering off.
You hear the movement of dust and stone once more, and the scraping of stone on stone, and the slab comes shooting down 100 feet back down.
Now, how big is the actual tunnel itself? Look,
15 by 15.
And the whole slab takes up the whole thing?
Yeah.
It's going to hit Spider Talk. He's just said he's wandered off. He's not by the door. I can't polymorph him
I thought you climbed into the room. Okay.
I don't know. Had he?
So Spider Talk can make a dexterity saving throw.
Where is Spider Talk?
Spider Talk went into the room because that's where you sent him, but he would go into the corner of the room, probably start making a way.
That's what I thought you'd done. Okay.
Yeah, it was the corner bit that had confused me.
Okay. Got you.
I'm just hoping that everyone else managed to see the slab and get their head out of the doorway.
Well, I would presume so.
Once the slab has passed, can I poke my head out and check to see what's going on?
Yeah, you poke your head out and your hair dangles in the direction you would expect it to, i.e. gravity has returned to normal.
Okay. And I've pocketed those books?
Yes.
I'm going to wrangle Spider Talk again.
Okay.
And we're going to head straight for the others. We're not going to stop at the other doors. If it seems safe, we're just going to go. And I'm hoping that the rope... Oh no, the rope now goes the wrong way.
There was no
So
rope, was
that's
there?
no. I thought they said that there was rope, but because there's only 50 feet of it, we had to get so far.
Okay, so somebody was dangling rope. Okay, yeah. So the
Yeah,
ropes flopped
I think
back
Locke
down
was.
the other direction.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Down to the lower
Okay.
floor.
So yeah, we're heading straight for the others. We're not fucking about.
Okay, you return. Do you drop polymorph?
I'm kind of proud of it.
Look what I did to him.
I kind of want to show it off a bit. Like, look what I did. Look
Yeah.
what I made. And then I'll drop polymorph so you can be back to being tough.
Just for fun. Todd, can you make an animal handling check,
Yeah,
please?
intriguing. Weirdly, animal handling is something I have a low roll in. Well,
Okay. With that, I will spare you any embarrassment, any embarrassing arse rope scenarios. I'm probably looking at the time now that you're all back together and relatively safe. Probably call it there, eh?
And can
Be
I give the
resumed?
books to Fred Reader so I don't
Sure.
forget to do that next time?
I
Yeah.
would just like to say that is not as fun as being a mammoth.
Mammoth?
Well,
I had a massive urge to like wrap you up in arse rope and kill you, which was not nice.
if you had
Kind of.
tried, I would have just stopped you from being a spider, but then we both would have dropped, and that would have been bad for both of us. But yeah, well, maybe we'll try. I think you'd quite like to be something like a little robin or something. I think that would be quite cute.
I mean, I literally saw you as I forgot who you were. I thought you were food until you did that thing with your hands, and then I don't want to be a spider again. That was horrible. Like
Okay.
I actually learned what it's like to be stupid, and I didn't like it.
Okay, well, we won't do that again unless it's very, very needed. But you did save my life, which I'm
Did I?
very grateful for. And you saved your own life, which everyone else is going to be very grateful for. So let's now just get back
Ribs
out
is
of
broken.
this. We can fix those. Cass will fix those. She might shout at us, but she's going to fix those. Come on.
I mean, it would be a good test of whether she like really likes me if I was a spider and she's still like.
Stop. Whatever mind, thoughts, thinking that you're doing, I think you might still be a bit spidery. It takes a little bit of time for the cloudiness to go.
It's very
Fred Reader
glorious
said this
spider,
was
though.
transmutation, and that's changing things. I used to be a man, not this. So that's why I thought it'd be good to see if it can make me a man again. For
So
Cass.
it seems more that it makes gravity not gravity, or gravity just reverses it.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll reverse this.
Or it will reverse life and you'll just be dead.
I'd rather be alive than dead, but
Yep.
okay. Let's what are we doing?
Moving away from the door.
Yes, let's sit somewhere safe and figure it out.
So if you take a few minutes then to catch your breath. Thread Reader, I'll give you some information that you can pick out from the notes and books that Eris managed to recover. It takes you a while to sort of convert from the draconic text, oldie elvish words using a draconic alphabet, and you have to write them down and then sort of convert letter by letter. So it's quite time consuming, but it's possible. You kind of work out and piece together that the wizards of this city, and perhaps each Netherese city, used to use human-like constructs called Magin, M-A-G-E-N. They used to use them as guards, workers, valets, servants, I guess. These constructs were created using a powerful spell first developed by High Transmuter Metaltra. You also learn in different scraps of paper that there are 3 types of these Magian. Galvin, Demos, and whatever the other one was. Hypnos, was it? Can't remember.
Hypnos.
So that's 10. Well survived. Some unfortunate
cool.
rolls.
Well survived.
Well,
Hey,
survived.
The panic of what the I'm squished.
Yeah, well,
I'm a
fast
bargain,
thinking.
I'm squished.
Fast thinking. Termite. Wow.
That was genius.
Yeah,
Mm.
wasn't it?
Very well played. Very well played.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll
Never
give you an
make me do that
inspiration point
again.
for that as well.
Thank you.
I
You
always
got
forget to give
inspiration
them
without making a dad joke. Well
Yeah.
done.
But actually game related.
It's
Feel honoured.
got to be the first time ever.
I think so. Normally reserved
New
just
record.
for really bad jokes.
This is a
Good,
weird
good.
place.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I played Tok, and I don't know. I feel like I'm playing in Too Stupid now, but I don't really, I don't really know anymore. But I liked that.
We've been down this cave for days. We're all losing our minds at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going bonkers.
Don't
when you
like
poly-
your gravity
polymorph-
puzzle.
No,
I love it.
thinking had to be involved, and it's too late. Don't be tired.
Yeah, that 80 feet, that's quite a fall.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm glad Cass didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a chance to kind of hang on. But it was difficult to go from one side of a doorway up to the other. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
go with it.
Castle Threadreader would not have.
No.
I would have teleported offlone, and Talk could have possibly taken a lot of the hit, maybe survived just taking the damage. But
Yeah.
that's it, and then anyone else would have just.
Got
I mean,
squished.
he mentioned rage climbing before, but I've always said his forte is rage falling.
I know, I'm trying to
That's what
branch out. I don't want to be
that's
just
what he-
known for one thing.
It's what he does best, though. He
Like being
takes a good
typecast.
fall, to be fair.
Innovation, like falling upwards.
How is a party this experienced not got Featherfall?
I have.
I don't know.
I have.
Oh, Featherfall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Did you let me break my ribs?
That's
I just
better.
react quick enough, to be honest.
Or did you just like lean out and go, just fall and I'll help you? No.
I said at the beginning of the night I might flake off towards the end.
Oh, I'm panicking.
Would you like me to cast that? Oh.
You just said, has anyone got how have you not got Featherfall? I go, oh shit, I've got that.
And I always have it prepared because you never know when someone's, oh, bastard.
It's the first time it would have come in useful actually as well. Never mind.
I think it would have caught anyone out though if you were like trying to climb down to hang off a ledge, and then suddenly when you do that, the gravity goes upwards. You wouldn't stand a chance, would you? You would just.
Well, you'd be facing the wrong way anyway because you start lowering yourself down. Your legs would go first, so your actual back would be towards where the ledge would be. So you'd either have to try.
You'd have to try and grab onto the top of the door.
It'd be difficult.
Whilst you were that way, it'd be very, very difficult. Yeah.
I think Threadreader was probably stood there daydreaming about all the stuff we'd just seen, and then he kind of slipped back into consciousness and thought, oh shit, where's Top gone?
No, he's not down there.
Very well played.
That's an interesting place. Interesting place. We're going to find nothing useful in here now, aren't we?
I wouldn't do that to you.
Now, one of them's got to be useful.
There's got to be something.
Don't know which one.
It's whether we find all 8 doodads of the wasp name.
Yeah. maging that can switch between different modes. That seems exciting.
Do you know what? We should have destroyed that blooming cursed spear. But it's Jim, so he wasn't here.
Oh yeah.
Although that might be useful if it doesn't kill him.
I mean, even for entertainment purposes only, you've got to give it a go.
Yeah, it's hard to not want to be ginormous.
Where is the cursed spear in his inventory? Like, I can't see it.
Might not have put it in. I should put that in for him.
Might have renamed it.
He hasn't.
It's every hour. He's
He's
at least like
collecting
9 foot now, right?
He hasn't attuned to it yet.
No,
Oh.
he's not attuned to it. Because I think Fred Reader identified it, so we know that it's cursed. So you don't want to. Although we can do remove curse, but you don't want to attune to it until we need it, do you? Really?
Yeah.
Too risky.
Yeah,
Too
that was
risky.
the trickiness about it. You can't just switch it on. It takes a few hours to get the maximum from it, and you need to be in the right place, otherwise you get trapped in a little cavern somewhere, or if you get ambushed, it's like, well, it's not really going to do me much good because it's going to take, it changes over hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Is it the same to like once you remove the curse? Is it
Hey, who knows?
slowly shrink, or are you that size forever?
Maybe
It's
the
not-
curse is it doesn't change.
Uh,
I don't know. Like I say, I've done no prep.
That
I don't know. I'll read up and find out what's next for you.
spear in the book, or is that a homebrew thing? Or
No, it's from one of the supplements that I bought
Ah.
from Even Tier Games, for anybody who's still watching or watches in the future.
Jim's in chat. He says he wants the kaiju battle. He wants the kaiju battle for Frost Maiden. Yeah, we want to fight her as well. I don't even think she's a kaiju either. So we need something to give her so she could be big, so that they can fight each other. Otherwise, it's
That's a
just
great idea.
a giant stomping on a tiny god.
Puny god. Yeah, time will tell.
Right,
Hope
Davey.
Yeah, see you, Davey.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, that's it then. Same
That's
time
it
next
then.
week if everyone's free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Hazel will be from her new digs with internet and
cool.
deceit.
Hopefully, as long as the internet is sorted.
And new
I'm
dog.
Yeah, a new dog,
Maybe.
a new seat, and a new internet connection. What more does someone need?
Nice.
No,
That's living the dream right there, and not that's the actual dream. It's a good dream.
Yeah, that is the actual dream.
Mm.
How is Blue? She okay? Oh.
See
I
the
don't know how
day.
well this is going to work now, but
Oh God.
Nope.
Oh, doggy baby asleep.
Doge.
Oh,
The Doge.
cute Doge. And on that note, I'm going to stop the stream. Have we got Curse Strahd tomorrow or no? We have. Awesome.
I've
Oh, yeah. Yes, we were having dinner with Strahd.
Oh, are you?
And it got gradually more sassy as the night went on. So who knows what's going to happen?
Where's Darzin when you need him?
I made sure to mention Darzin even though he wasn't there.
Oh yes.
Darzin was probably under the bed.
Yeah,
It's just
right.
2 rooms away.
He's probably in. Yeah, he's upstairs in the bedrooms.
Swilling Strahd's best wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's better than him swilling Strahd's best something else.
Oh,
Isn't
hey.
it?
And you call me for arse rope. Seriously?
Yeah. And on that note, bye.
Bye-bye.